More, even more, fantastic reading from C.S. Lewis, the Space Trilogy. If you enjoyed the Chronicles of Narnia and want to see Lewis delve into some more mature territory, Till We Have Faces might only get you started. To really see into the grown-up fantastical vision of Lewis, his Space Trilogy, sometimes known as the Cosmic Trilogy, might serve you very well. The three novels center on a scholar who studies language and its historical sources, Elwin Ransom. The Ransom character arises from a compositing of Lewis and his friend and Oxford colleague, J.R.R. Tolkien. The Space Trilogy, unlike other science fiction novels of the 1950s, chooses to downplay technological exploration and extrapolation. Lewis chose instead to concentrate on the adventure aspects of the stories, harkening back to an earlier time in the history of speculative adventure fiction and adding a dash of mythology from biblical, Greek, and Anglo-Saxon sources. Lewis wrote these three novels before he began engaging in the writing of children's books. The first, published in 1938, carries the title Out of the Silent Planet. Ransom goes to the planet Malacandra, known to you and me as Mars, and finds that Earth actually occupies a quarantined space in the universe because, long ago, a creature called the Bent Oyarsa, it's hard to say, took it over. In the novel, Ransom meets physicist Professor Weston and Dick Devine, who drug him and place him in a spacecraft to Malacandra. He discovers their plan to give him over to the local inhabitants, the Sorns, to use as a human sacrifice. Ransom manages to escape once they touch down and soon encounters the Sorns. Eluding them, he explores Mars. He soon teams up with Hyoi, a furry Hrossa. Because of his philological skills, he manages to learn the language and culture. He finds vast amounts of gold, known locally as sun's blood, and discovers Weston's plan to exploit the solar system. Ransom hunts a shark-crocodile hybrid, encounters the translucent Eldid, and engages in a Byzantine collection of adventures on Malacandra before finally meeting with the planetary leader and ultimately returns to Earth. The next book, Perelandra, came out 5 years later. Now, this time, Ransom lights on Venus, a planet covered in fresh water with floating islands. The world's ruler, Queen Tinidril, befriends him. Soon, however, his nemesis, Professor Weston, shows up to tempt the Queen. In a hopelessly bizarre and complicated turn of events that many scholars say follow the structure of Dante's Divine Comedy, Ransom kills Weston, maybe, and thereby foils a second fall of Eden. Thereafter, Ransom returns to Earth. Now then, the final book, 1945's That Hideous Strength, brings the hero back to Earth, only to sideline him in a story about how the National Institute of Coordinated Experiments, also known as NICE, plans to destroy the planet. In this novel, Professor of Sociology Mark Studdock of the University of Edgestowe, as well as his wife Jane, take center stage. When Ransom finally returns to the story, the reader learns that he's gained title to the estate of Pendragon and therefore becomes legal heir to the throne of the mythical King Arthur. Meanwhile, Nice, with whom Mark connected because of their association with the university, begins to use their security forces to take over the town of Edgestowe. They discover that Nice really exists in order to find the burial place of the ancient magician Merlin. Once they do, the wizard becomes inexplicably revived, but escapes to hide out in the disguise of a homeless guy. Ransom discovers the satanic origin of Nice, enlists Merlin's help to vanquish them. In the end, Ransom decides to return to Venus to live. Okay, Walter Hooper, who's a scholar, he discovered a fourth and incomplete Elwin Ransom manuscript, which he took upon himself to finish. and published in 1977. Entitled The Dark Tower, it features adventures within a parallel universe with Elwin Ransom. So maybe check those books out if they sound interesting to you.